On Wednesday, the House of Representatives unanimously agreed to step down all bills transmitted from the Senate to the Green Chamber for concurrence. Now, this comes just as the House stood down two bills sponsored by the Senate leader, Opeyemi Bamidele, during plenary. Now, the Green Chamber bemoaned the undue delay of about 146 bills transmitted to the Senate for concurrence. The resolution followed the motion raised by Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda when asked to second a Senate bill seeking to amend the Federal Orthopedic Hospital Management Act to establish the Federal Orthopedic Hospital Obokun, Osun State, sponsored by the Senate leader. Now, while stressing the need to ensure reciprocity of the prioritization of Senate bills, Chinda says it is unfortunate that the House does not get a similar treatment at the Senate. Joining me now in the studio to discuss the complaints by the House of Reps about the Senate stepping down concurrent bills is Ahmed Jaha, the chairman, House Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.
I doubt very much if many Nigerians can recall a time when you have this kind of, what is likely to become a real face-off between the House of Reps and the Senate. I mean, hearing from Kingsley Chinda, who's actually accusing the Senate of having a habit of neglecting bills transmitted by the House of Reps. Are there underlying factors playing out here? Is it really that the Senate, refuses outrightly to attend to bills by the reps, or they've just not found the time to address what you refer to as critical bills?
Yeah, yes, it's true that they used to maybe not acting according to the speed we have been acting on their bills to do justice to ours. And I cannot say exactly what is their problem, but definitely is what we have identified a long time ago. Since when we were in the 9th Assembly, you can have a situation whereby there is no single bill that is hanging from the Senate in the House of Representatives, but you have multiple of bills in the Senate from the House of Representatives hanging. In fact, even to read the bill for the first time, they don't normally do that. So that is why members had no other alternative on Wednesday but to step down their bills, maybe in form of a protest.
So this is some kind of a tit for tat.
Yes, I was the one that said. This time around it's not going to be business as usual. If they do us, we are going to do them. In other words, it's going to be a tit for tat arrangement from now on henceforth, because we are tired. As I'm speaking to you, we have more than 145 bills from the House of Representatives.
Well, these bills
to the
we're
Senate.
talking about, before I even come to the point as to whether you've actually reached out to the Senate to, lay this complaint before them.
For so many times.
What has the reaction been? Apparently, it's not a new development.
The reaction is
the 9th Assembly.
The reaction is that they don't respond positively. In fact, there has been so much engagement, so many engagement in the past, particularly between our House Rules Committee as well as the Senate Rules and Business Committee, but they have not been responding. So as far as we are concerned, this is the only language they can understand. Let us protest by stepping down their bills so that they can understand that we are just keeping quiet as a mark of respect.
And when you do this tit for tat, aren't you concerned that it might get in the way of the business of lawmaking for the good governance?
It will not.
Nigeria?
It will not. Definitely, it may interest you to know that as a result of our protest, about 6 bills of the House were actually considered by the Senate today. That in less than 24 hours, 6 bills were passed. This is to tell you, maybe in the next 2 months, the remaining 146 bills can be passed. And our resolution
That's a dangerous trend.
It's
I
not.
mean, if it becomes the norm that the House of Reps, the lower house,
Yes.
actually has to protest you know, for the Senate to attend or concur to, you know, the bills emanating from the Green Chamber?
So we hope they can change. We hope they can change for good. They can change in the sense that they will stop the attitude of ignoring our bills.
Now, what exactly are some of these critical bills? How critical are the bills? How important are they?
No, most of these bills are establishment bills.
Right.
Emanating from the Senate as well as the House of Representatives. As I'm speaking to you now, we have only 10 Senate bills that is on the process.
What are the key ones that you can actually, you know, let Nigerians in on?
No,
that's been really, really critical.
There are important and key bills like tax reform bills. If you observe, it has been given the expedited action it requires, and the appropriation bills whenever they are there, and the finance bill whenever they are. All these are key bills that both the Senate and the House of Representatives don't take for granted. But most of these bills that the Senate do normally ignore, they are more or less establishment bills.
Yes. Help us understand what these establishment bills are.
Establishment bills are bills that are meant for the establishment of institutions like federal medical centers,
like the orthopedic
hospitals, and so on and so forth. All these are establishment bills. So Senate don't normally do the needful, particularly when it comes to the issue of House of Representatives bill. But I'm happy that they have responded positively, and our protest has yielded a positive result, because 6 bills, as I'm speaking to you today, has been passed by the Senate, and we have a strong belief that maybe in the next 2 or 3 months, they are going to pass the remaining 143 bills that is still pending before them for concurrence.
Okay, that's quite interesting to note. Now, well, what's the way forward so that we don't find ourselves in this situation where the House of Reps has to, you know, protest or do a tit for tat for the Senate to, you know,
the way forward, the way forward is for them to do the needful by considering the remaining 143 bills first. Then we come to the table and sit down and see, whenever we presented 3 bills to them, we are going to consider their own 1 and they consider our own 3, because our number is 360 members and they have 109 members. So in other words, we'll have more bills from the House of Representatives than that of the Senate. Yes.
Now, will there be a window going forward to ensure that the Senate actually, you know, concurs to some of the bills that come from the House of Reps? You're going to be giving it, you know, some kind of timeline for the Senate to act. Would that be a way forward or part of the solution to this?
As part of our resolution, we have suggested that from now on henceforth, Rules and Business Committee from the House will be liaising with the Rules and Business Committee in the Senate to harmonize any bill that they feel is important and it needs urgent attention to be considered on one hand, and on the other hand, Senate will be pushed to be doing their own needful. And on the part of the House of Representatives, as you are all aware, we are young men and we are very active. We have been doing the needful. As I'm speaking to you, we only have 10 Senate bills that is in the process of concurrence by the House of Representatives.
If I hear you correctly, it looks like you are saying that the House of Reps is more alive to its duties of lawmaking than the Senate. Is there some kind of rivalry going on between
No, there is nothing. There is nothing. I want to put this record straight, that we are not at war or at any loggerheads with the Senate. But what we are saying in a nutshell is substantial number of House of Representative members are young men, whether you like it or not, from the age.
And that counts for something?
It counts.
Is it an advantage to the House of Reps?
It's an advantage to the House of Reps.
In what way specifically?
Very good. You know, young men can have the energy, the ability, and the time to do this job. Unlike in the Senate, where you have substantial number of them are above 50. In the House of Representatives, substantial number of us are less than 50.
Right.
So this is an advantage. Another thing, our number matters also. We have 360 members and they only have 109 members. So, and we have more than 150 committees, standing committees. They have less than 100 standing committees. And these bills in most cases are being referred to standing committees of the House for legislative process.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, we do hope that things improve. The relationship between the lower house and the upper house improves, because at the end of the day, your job is to make laws for good governance, of the country. That is one aspect that must not suffer in spite of whatever misunderstandings that you have in the National Assembly. Thank you very much for joining us. Ahmed Jaha is the Chairman, House Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.